The name of this book is Bridget's Bubbles, and my name is Jeannie St. John Taylor. I illustrated the book for my sister Jodi Kinzinger, and she wrote it for her students to teach them fun things about bubbles. I think you'll like it. Are you ready to start? Okay, let's go. Bridget loved bubbles. Big bubbles, small bubbles. Bridget loved all bubbles. Bridget loved bubbles. On Monday, Bridget brought something special for show and tell. She sat tall in front of the class with a big smile on her face. When her turn came to share, Bridget gave 2 clues. "It is pink and soft," she said. "Is it a stuffed kitten?" asked Tom. "No, it is not a stuffed kitten," said Bridget. For her next clue, Bridget said, "It is my favorite thing to chew." The twins laughed. "Is it bubble gum?" they asked. "Yes!" shouted Bridget. "I love bubbles. Big bubbles, small bubbles. I love all bubbles. I love bubbles." Bridget whispered something to Mrs. Caldwell. "That's a great idea, Bridget," she said. Bridget reached into her backpack and gave them each a piece of soft, pink bubble gum. And they all practiced blowing bubbles. On Tuesday, Bridget brought something special for show and tell. She sat tall in front of the class with a big smile on her face. When her turn came to share, Bridget gave 2 clues. "It comes in lots of colors," she said. "Is it a rainbow?" asked Jeff. "No, it is not a rainbow," said Bridget. For her next clue, Bridget said, "It has bubbles inside and comes on a stick." Everyone was quiet. What was like a rainbow with bubbles on a stick? They wondered and wondered. Finally, they gave up, and Bridget reached into her backpack and pulled out a lollipop. "I love to look at the air bubbles in them," said Bridget. "You see, I love bubbles. Big bubbles, small bubbles. I love all bubbles. I love bubbles." Bridget whispered something to Mrs. Caldwell. "That's a great idea, Bridget," she said. Bridget gave them each a lollipop, and they tried to count all the bubbles inside before they ate them. On Wednesday, Bridget brought something special for show and tell. She sat tall in front of the class with a big smile on her face. When her turn came to share, Bridget gave 2 clues. "It is orange," said Bridget. "Is it an orange?" asked Susan. "No, it's not an orange," Bridget laughed. Then she said, "It has bubbles inside." "Here we go again," giggled the class. "Just show it to us. We know you love bubbles. Big bubbles, small bubbles. You love all bubbles. You love bubbles." Bridget reached into her backpack and pulled out a large bottle of orange soda pop. Then she passed out small cups, and the whole class drank some of Bridget's orange bubbles. On Thursday, Bridget brought something special for show and tell. She sat tall in front of the class with a big smile on her face. When her turn came to share, Bridget gave 2 clues. "It sounds like popcorn," said Bridget. "Is it snapdragons?" asked Anne. "No, it is not snapdragons," said Bridget. "It keeps things from breaking." The class thought and thought. What sounded like popcorn but kept things from breaking? Bridget reached into her backpack and hauled out a roll of plastic bubble wrap. Then the class squeezed it and poked at it and stomped on it and rolled in it till it sounded just like corn popping. On Friday, Bridget brought something special for show and tell. She sat tall in front of the class. When her turn came to share, Bridget gave 2 clues. "It is made from sugar and dish soap," she said. "Sugar and dish soap? Yuck," said Adam. Then Bridget gave her second clue. "This is my favorite thing in the whole wide world." "Bubbles!" shouted the class. "Right," said Bridget. Bridget reached into her backpack and lifted out a large bottle of bubble solution. "I can do bubble magic," she said. She blew a bubble and shared bubble magic with the class. She made a tiny bubble grow and grow by blowing inside it with a straw. She blew another bubble inside the first bubble. Bridget could do many bubble magic tricks. Then Mrs. Caldwell helped the class mix their own bubble solution, and they made bubble magic too. When they finished, everyone knew why Bridget loved bubbles. Big bubbles, small bubbles, any kind, yes, all bubbles. Now they loved bubbles too. Okay, time for you to mix your own batch of bubble solution. Just take 1 cup of Joy or Dawn dish soap, 1/3 cup of sugar or corn syrup, 10 cups of water. Mix them together gently and store them in jars until you're ready to use them. Then after that, comment on this page and tell my sister and I how much fun you had blowing bubbles and exactly what you did. We'll love that. Tell your mom she could go to my website, JeannieSt.com, and find lots of books by me. Some of them are written for adults, and a lot of them are written and illustrated by me for you, for children. The one on this page is called City of a Thousand Gods, and it's a full-length novel. She can read it free on my blog, and my website will show her how to get there. Or she can buy it on Amazon.com. Also, let your mom know that every Monday at 2 p.m. Pacific, Maxine Marcellini and I host a blog talk radio show. All your mom has to do is type in that address that's on the screen right now on her computer, and she can listen to us. And sometimes we take live calls. She could call in and we'd love to chat. I loved reading with you today. Thank you for joining me. Go check out some of my other books on YouTube. I think you'll like those too.